Hello and welcome. Welcome back, everybody. We are back with more of the free trial completionist playthrough, and we are heading back into the MSQ finally, because we've totally done the last thing that matters. I mean, we took out the leader of the enemy faction. Surely that means the Dragonsong War is over. Huzzah! We're heroes. We could go home. We can live in peace. We're definitely not going to get massive spoiler reveals and huge plot twists. That's certainly not going to happen. I mean, how crazy you got to be to think something like that would happen? Of course it won't. Never you mind that there's still like 3 whole zones in Heavensward that I have not explored fully or have flying unlocked in. Surely there's nothing to do here. Oh man. Anyway, um off stream this week I worked on getting through some of the earlier class quest storylines for a couple of my classes. I'm getting up to a point where I'm starting to like unlock a number of jobs, and then I've got the MSQ 3.0 and 3.5, and I'll do the Alliance raid and the normal raid pretty quickly in Heaven's Word. So I'm gonna unlock like a number of jobs in fairly, I still want to say fairly rapid succession, but realistically in the real world it's still gonna take me months to do. But like as soon as I'm done with 3.0, I'm gonna roll into like doing alliance raid or doing normal raid and do some side stuff and then move into the MSQ again. It's like I'm gonna unlock the jobs pretty quickly. So instead of waiting around and eventually getting around to doing class storylines and whatever, I don't care. I'm like knocking out the class storylines sort of off stream, and I'll just put them in the video each week because they're really simple in a lot of cases. Like they go on a little longer, but realistically, I can make like a 3 minute segment in the YouTube video, which is like, this is what happens, then this, then this, then this, then this idiot does this, done, we're done. Okay, that class is now ready to turn into a job when I want to, sort of thing, right? And that's probably what I'm gonna do. I did 2 of them this week. I was in Ul'dah, so I did the Gladiator and I did the Pugilist storylines, start to finish. So those classes are both sitting there ready to be turned into jobs when I get around to it. I'll continue doing more, but I'm actually pretty sure I already know what I'm going to be doing for my off-stream stuff next week, and I suspect for next week the off-stream stuff is going to be the Fisher class quests. I kept being like, well, I want to upgrade my gear. Well, I want to upgrade my gear. Well, I want to upgrade. Well, you know what? I unlocked a couple of new zones in Heaven's Word. The MSQ is progressing past where my gear is right now. I want to go ahead and upgrade my gear. Like, I'm at a point where I could probably get 56 gear across the board for my character and be pretty good. And for where I am in Heaven's Word right now. The problem is, I mean, all of the higher level uh basic crafting, not master crafting, like scholar gear for Heaven's Word requires this mind solvent, mind dissolvent, whatever, something like that. And it requires that you fish up cloud coral. And you cannot do that without cloud fishing. So, like, if I wanted to upgrade the pieces of my gear, I think I only have one piece that's 50 up to say even like a 52 piece, or the 52s up to 54s, or the 54s up to 56. Every single one of those is like, go fish cloud coral, go fish, well, blue cloud coral, go fish this up, go fish this up, go fish this up. And I already know from the first time I was doing this gear crafting for the set I'm wearing now that you have to have cloud fishing in order to fish that thing up. So, like, I'm hard locked on progressing my gear to be any better than it is right now by fishing, of all things. So next week I think most of the off-stream stuff is going to be me just like blowing through all the fishing quests as fast as I can, all the way through 50, and then some of the Heavensward ones as well till I unlock cloud fishing, which I think you need to do 2 or 3 of the Heavensward ones to get cloud fishing. Anywho, that is neither here nor there. For this week, we are just continuing on with the MSQ, which means we should go ahead and hop in. Oh. There we go. I still love having this, like, fourth. Yeah, you can see it right there on beneath my arm at the very bottom there. I still love having this fourth one, and I also love what I named it, because I called it Nobody. But I spelt it the same way my character's name is spelled. And the idea is I've turned off, like, all of the chat log functionality in that one. In that specific chat log tab. Which means that I get nothing. Like, I can use that when I'm streaming and then use the footage from my stream easily in my YouTube video without having to worry about putting some sort of face cover or something over the chat log, because it's literally a blank chat log that doesn't record anything. Now, I may have to tab over if, like, someone tries to talk to me or whatever, and things will pop up in the general chat. Mostly I'll just ignore them. Like, if something interesting were gonna pop up, realistically, most of the time, it would, like, ping my window. Now, that being the case, this is a free trial character. It's not like I can respond to tells and whispers and stuff like that anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. But yeah, I will mostly just set my character to busy, which is easy enough to do. I just did /busy. And that makes it so that people really can't interact with me too much. Like, people can't try and, like, do tells or trades, or, again, none of that really matters. I'm on free trial. I can't do any of that stuff for the most part anyway. But this at least keeps tells out of it, because some people don't realize you're on free trial, and they will do little whispers to you, not realizing you can't respond to a whisper on free trial. And nonsense like that. I often will get stuff like that when I'm sitting around in city states or whatever, working on footage. And so I'm, like, getting footage, and then I'm tabbing out of the game, and I'm, like, working on editing some stuff or compiling it or renaming video clips or things like that. And I'll get idiots being like, want to join our FC? Because every time some random FC wants to boost their numbers and see someone who doesn't already have an FC, they'll just, like, throw out invites instantly. Be like, want to join, want to join, want to join? And I just don't want to listen to that crap. Because 1, I can't respond to your tell. 2, I can't join your FC, so stop already. It's, like, all worthless. So I put myself in busy mode, and people can't send me tells, they can't send me FC invites or any of that nonsense at all. And it keeps people from, like, pestering me. But still, like I said, some things will pop up in general chat, but not a lot. Usually not anything all that interesting. If I'm doing party content with people like I was in the Coils of Bahamut, then I'll have to be over in, like, general tab so that I can look at the party communication and all that. But again, other than that, when I'm just running around doing, like, MSQ and stream stuff, I'm not running around with a party doing stuff anyway, so I can mostly just ignore general chat and just keep it on this fourth tab so that I don't have to look at anything, and I don't have to edit a freaking cover over the chat for my YouTube videos. The song begins. It does? I thought the song just ended. I thought that was the whole point of this. The song was over. Oh, God. Let's go pester Racevelger again. I think it's a Zenith, all the better. I'd have her hear the truth from the dragon's maw. Let's go pester Racevelger again. And make her realize the dragon is not such a perfect divine being that's without flaw. It's like morally so much better than the elves and completely flawless. It's really just as like messy and stupid and makes terrible mistakes as everyone else does. Fury screams the dragons carried far. Yep. More could you desire from this place. Or the death of his kin in peace. Oh, please. We have a gift for the great worm and a mystery that can no longer lie buried. So what consumed your life and claimed many of your followers. Time you learn the truth of its beginning. Like, Estinian totally already knows the answer to this question he intends to pose to Race Velger. But he's like, it's time for everyone to hear about it. I still love that that tiny little horn can do this whole little song. Old wrongs under new. Hey, you said we couldn't have peace. The other option was victory. That's it. That's all that was left. Like, if you're gonna sit there right to our face and say there can never be peace, then what did you expect us to do, right? Ishgard's what matters, especially to Estinian. It's all that matters. And so if there could be peace, there had to be victory.
You mean the moment I prized your eye from his head?
Uh-huh. My secret. Yep. Uh-huh, he gave his eye to Nidhogg. A little smile on his face. Like, what? Yeah, Nidhogg didn't do too great in that fight against the elves. Yeah, yeah. Like, we've already heard this story 2 or 3 times by now. They killed the sister. Nidhogg went crazy, attacked them. They totally destroyed Nidhogg and ripped both of his eyes out. Yeah, the Thornton and his knights were not exactly great people. They really did some horrible stuff.
In honest. See.
Give me your eye.
Listen. Wafal
Give it a single eye to inflict enduring torment. Jesus. Yeah, beings with eternal memories are kind of problematic in fantasy stories because they always hold eternal grudges. And then you're like 12 generations down the line, nobody has any idea why they're being horribly abused constantly. It's like, what's going on? It's like, well, your great grandfather committed a horrible act against me once upon a time. Yeah. It's over. Yay, vengeance! Yeah. So for all the talk of like, I want nothing to do with this war. I just want to be left in peace and wait for the end of the world or whatever, right? It's like Hraesvelgr absolutely gave Nidhogg an eye, knowing full well Nidhogg intended to destroy the Ishgardians for generations. And I'm sure there's an element of like, but it's his brother. He didn't want to see him die, which he would have done without eyes. But like, you also knew he was going to go wage war for eons.
Has easy on in.
Yeah, no, I got that, bud. I figured that out myself. So did she.
It was yours. Your strength that sustained Nidhogg all these years.
Yes, of course it was.
Would that Haldreth had dealt the worm a killing blow.
Kom an I fåren
Mm-hmm.
Has mån in. Nå skal stra av an Ulstjas an.
And so you acquiesced. You surrendered your eye to Nidhogg, knowing full well the suffering he would inflict.
Yup. Yup.
This one som an sin in Ela.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that the Ishgardians have some moral high ground to stand on in the starting of this war. But it's like, there are no good guys in this war, really.
I'm fire. Call man.
Leave this place. Yeah. He's like, just go away. Stop killing my siblings. Slay you where you stand. Like, literally the only thing holding him back from waging war against Ishgard is the fact that he loved Shiva. Like, that's it. That's about it. Like, if that ever lessened in any way, he'd probably destroy Ishgard for generations. Unrest in Ishgard. No, we're up to 56 in the MSQ now. Cool. Did not single clawed, seeing the race of Elgar wreaked his own manner of vengeance against us. I mean, sort of.
'Twas my life's goal to slay Nidhogg, but I find there is little joy to be had in its accomplishment.
But you have rid the world of a hate-filled creature, and ended a bloody war in so doing.
I lost my family to Nidhogg's flames, and 'twas with fury in my heart that I took up the lance. Every blow I struck, I struck in the name of vengeance.
I hate this
We were
line
not
so much.
Different, you and I.
We're not so different, he and I. Like, I hate that. That is such a cliched line, and I hate it every time it appears in stories. It's like, we're not so different, you and I. It's like, oh, shut up, no one cares.
I will not judge you for your deeds. I have not the right. Too many innocents have perished in the name of my greater good.
Yet even with all that has passed, the tale is incomplete.
Uh-huh.
We are short a great worm's eye.
Yep.
Of the pair which Haldreth took from Nidhogg, only one is known to us, the one I bear. What then became of the other?
Tick. Gee, I don't know. What could have possibly become of it?
Why did Nidhogg, who had taken such pains to prolong the Dragonsong War, suddenly decide to hurl his entire army against the walls of Ishgard?
Uh-huh. It's almost like he knew something was about to happen.
Commander. Aye. The deed is done. Nidhogg is slain. What? In the city? A battle with whom?
Yeah.
At once, Lord Commander. Hold firm till our return. Fighting has broken out in the city. Lord Emmerich was sparse with the particulars, but it seems some commoners threw open the gates to a force of heretics.
Yeah. It seems the mortals didn't quite get the the whole story about, like, this war is basically over.
I gave no order to attack.
Are we to mark the end of the Dragonsong War by spilling the blood of our own? Mayhap Hraesvelgr was right about us. Let us away, Warrior of Light. The people must be saved from themselves.
Wait! I would join you!
That's an interesting
There has been enough
sight.
violence. I will appeal to my people in the city and make them see reason.
Come then, Lady Iceheart. Let us write the final chapter in this damnable war.
Not quite. We're almost at the final chapter, but not quite.
A small army of heretics has invaded the city, Your Eminence.
And these idiots just sitting
There is
up
no
here
cause for concern.
whining about
A sizable
nonsense.
contingent of our soldiers is already in place to repel the Dravanian assault, and the intruders will soon find themselves outnumbered and outmatched.
Our plans proceed apace, then?
Yes, Your Eminence. This unrest shall serve to feed the people's fear of the heretics and the dragons both.
Oh my god, a corrupt government that wants their people to suffer just so that they can feed them more of their propaganda? Gee, This is so unreal. Nothing like this would ever happen in the real world.
And lend renewed fervor to their prayers for deliverance. Very good. Grant our guests what time they need to sow a measure of chaos, then order the Temple Knights to crush them.
Your will be done.
It's not like any of them give a crap. Every single time the heretics break through the defenses and into the city, they always end up in the Broom first, which is where all the low-born citizens live, right? So it's a bunch of random civilians and people who these people all think are dirt that die anyway. They're always just like, yep, let them kill a bunch of people, and then we'll send in the Temple Knights to slaughter them.
The moment is at hand.
Hey, Brad. Nice to see you again.
Excellent. All shall soon be in alignment. It is time for the bringer of light to die.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, that's not happening. Like, not even close. Oh, they did actually make it up into the slightly wealthier quarter now. We're still not into the pillars. This is still the foundation or whatever. Foundation? I think that might be it. So, like, this is where kind of like, if the Broom is where all the poor people are, this is kind of where, like, the middle class, I guess-ish people would live. Also do love that Orshafon's like, he's with the leader of the heretics? Whatever.
Comrades,
Let's go.
sheathe your swords! There is no need for further bloodshed!
My lady!
Yeah, why are you guys attacking anyway?
He has come! Hear me, brothers and sisters! The war is ended!
Yeah, that's
Nidhogg
like...
is no more!
Technically that's true, but you don't tell a bunch of fanatics, the war's over because the person leading it is dead. They're like, I don't care, let's keep slaughtering.
Aye, it is so! This adventurer and the Azure Dragoon laid the Great Worm low! The endless cycle of violence between man and dragon was born of our forefathers' treachery. You have followed me, bled with me, to bring this truth to light that we might all know peace. But Nidhogg is dead. Nidhogg is dead, my friends. He who bore such hatred towards Ishgard is dead!
Okay,
Let
and...
his hatred die with him, I say! Let us sheathe our swords and go in peace!
This is a very naive sort of speech to give to a bunch of raging fanatics. You know what I mean? To imagine it would actually work. To imagine it would even remotely work at all.
No, my friend. Far from it. At long last, the peace for which we have so desperately fought is within our grasp. And I, for one, would not forsake it.
There you go. Like,
Peace?
I don't think any of them see it as peace. I think they see it as losing. Yeah, like they're just like, what the hell? There's like huffing as they walk away.
Seize the witch! Let none escape!
Don't you even dare.
Providing aid and succor to the wounded should be our first concern.
Yes, all of you stupid, corrupt temple knights.
If the heretics mean to observe the peace, then it would be folly not to do the same.
Ah, yes, it is Foundation. I did get that right. They have all these different names, and I constantly screw them up because they have the pillars, the Foundation, the Broom, which are basically like high class, middle class, low class, sort of. And then they've got the Firmament. There's also technically the Diadem, but that's a little bit of a side thing. But like they've got all these names for locations in Ishgard. I'm always messing them up. Need more points, get more head pets, get more happiness, get less appreciation. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Comes returning to the streets. 1,000 questions. You returned to Ishgard, the oddest of company, my friend. Yes, I did. Orthodox Mayhem. See, so technically last week week before last, I probably should have gone up to here to finish it, but like that didn't feel like the right cut in the story. It felt like after taking out Nidhogg but before confronting Harry Svelger was the right sort of cut in that story. Nidhogg Slayer. Boring title. He who would not be denied. Is you in the company of Lady Iceheart? What's going on? I mean, I've got a whole story to tell you. Traveled to the Turning Mist together, along with Estidian. Is there a more likely alliance? No one so magnificently effective. Nidhogg dead, the heretics pacified, not really, but for the moment at least. Father and Sir Emmerich must know of this. Yeah, that's where we're going. Like, I bet most of the people of Ishgard never imagined that the random adventurer that the Fatam family took in as their ward was going to go and destroy Nidhogg in about a week. Up to the pillars. Ah, it puts you at the Jeweled Crozier. Okay. I do need to sort of make another pass at upgrading some gear. Like, definitely for off-stream next week, I need to do Fisher so I can get far enough in the quest to unlock cloud fishing, because so much of my stuff needs a material that can only be cloud fished. Like, for most... You guys, jeez. Most of the non-master recipe gear is like requiring this cloud fishing material. It's just going to be a pain like that. And it's for something that's called mind dissolvent. And so like every piece of scholar gear going forward is probably going to need it. Absolutely not, Kale. Oh man, where am I? Oh, this way. The yeah, but so Fisher definitely next week, but then I also probably would want to upgrade my crafting gear maybe as well. We'll see. I'm still actually able to hit the crafting requirements for gear up to this point pretty well. I'm not really struggling with it too bad, so I might wait on a new crafting set.
Praise Halone, you are safe.
My safety was never in doubt, Father. For I had the Azure Dragoon and the Warrior of Light by my side.
Oh, shit, I mean, you're gonna have the Azure Dragoon and the Warrior of Light by your side later too, bud, so...
We bring the most wonderful tidings.
I mean, sort of. I guess it's good for Ishgard, but we also just slaughtered a really, really, like, important character. The Dravanians may not see this as wonderful tidings, but whatever.
The infamous Lady Iceheart? Here in Ishgard? This is most unexpected.
She has done much to quell the violence. The Inquisition may not approve, but we are glad of her presence.
Yeah, like that. Rick, we're glad she's here, even if the knights are being kind of jerks about it.
And with the Great Worm's demise, even our nation's more reactionary elements will have scant grounds to press for her immediate impeachment.
My thoughts exactly.
I mean, they still absolutely would.
What of the truth revealed to us by Hraesvelga? That the origins of the Dragonsong War, a core tenet of Ishgardian faith, are quite unlike those depicted in the scriptures.
I'm gonna... Alright, Kill. See you later.
That men and dragons once lived together in harmony, and that it was man's treachery which shattered the peace and plunged our peoples into war.
Uh-huh. Like, yep.
The same scripture also describes the origins of the High Houses. Were it exposed as false, the legitimacy of our rule would be called into question. If both Highborn and Lowborn can trace their ancestry to Thordan and his knights, 12.
Like... The bro had 12 knights. And there's only 4 high houses. The idea that no one thought... Maybe everyone in Ishgard is descended from the Knights 12 at some point. Like, come on. I don't buy for a second that none of you ever thought that.
But a single sip of dragon's blood is required to confirm their lineage.
Well, yeah, but then they'd be dragon monsters.
If the Holy See knew of this and chose to remain silent, their crimes are grievous indeed. Regardless, this state of affairs cannot be allowed to continue.
Naive to the last.
Sir Emmerich, you cannot mean to raise this matter with the Archbishop.
Pray consider what you are proposing. If the Holy See chose to conceal the truth for centuries, what reason would they have to reveal it now?
Yeah, but if not now, when? Like, I know the answer the Archbishop wants to give is never, but, like, if not now...
At best, you will be branded a heretic and clapped in irons.
Then at least the Archbishop will have shown his true colors. My friends, this war will never truly be at an end until the truth is made known. You must see what lies on the horizon if it is not. When ruled by fear of a common enemy, we were united. But now we have none. During the war, the Highborn needed men to lead, and the Lowborn men to follow. Not anymore. 'Tis but a matter of time before the old order is called into question. Lady Iceheart will share the truth with her followers, and the Holy See will be powerless to stop its spread. The disenfranchised will rise up united, and blood will flow in the streets once more.
Yup. Ultimately, I don't think Thornton cares at all. I mean, he just intends to control everyone.
A divided Ishgard will not survive.
Tread carefully, Lord Commander.
You, Like I said, that boy is naive to the last. Just gonna, like, barge in and be like, you must tell the truth.
My lady, is it wise to let him go?
Nope.
I sympathize with the Lord Commander's desire for reform, but to approach the Archbishop in this manner bespeaks an idealism to which I did not think Sir Emmerich prone.
I did.
Though he comports himself as a realist, he has long dreamt of reform. 'Twas that idealism which first drew me to him. That which made me swear an oath to serve. We must not think of ways to hinder his cause, but rather ways to aid it. Even should the Holy See cry heresy.
Oh boy.
You cannot mean...
If the Lord Commander does not return from the vault at the appointed hour, I mean to go and fetch him.
Yup.
Have care, my lady. Your words border
Who
on treason.
cares?
Should they reach the wrong ears, you will be declared an enemy of Ishgard.
The leading government of this freaking kingdom is treasonous constantly. Who cares anymore?
That is a risk I am willing to take. Lest you forget, my lord, I am not born of this land. My loyalty is to the Lord Commander alone. But I speak only of what may come to pass.
Well,
If the rumors regarding his heritage are to be believed, we have naught to fear.
I mean, we do. Like, both, yes, the rumors regarding his heritage are true, and we also still have plenty to fear because the Archbishop fully will intend to basically destroy him rather than let the truth get out.
Lies and slander.
Forgive me, what rumors are these?
That Sir Emmerich is the Archbishop's bastard son. Senior clergy are not permitted to marry and sire children. But even the holiest among us are not immune to temptation.
I labor to believe it. Sir Emmerich is truly the Archbishop's son.
Well, I mean, even the people in this room can't agree on that.
He has never been publicly acknowledged as such. But the rumors have plagued him since childhood. That he rose to his current position, despite being despised as a bastard and accused of profiting from his father's influence, bespeaks the quality of his character. It is my hope that on this occasion, the burden of his birth will work in his favor. Should our worst fears be realized, the Archbishop will not be so quick to execute his own flesh and blood.
I mean, he
affording us time
might.
to mount a rescue.
But yeah, we'll get time about to
Bastard
rescue,
or
but he
true one, he is
might.
our nation's best hope. If the Holy See dares to threaten him, I shall lead the charge against the vault myself.
Here,
Now that's straight up
The future of
treason.
Ishgard rests on Sir Emmerich's shoulders. I too will do mine utmost to aid his
Yeah,
cause.
yeah, you sure will, buddy. You sure will.
Orshafon, be reasonable.
Nope, Dad, we bastards have to stick together.
A knight lives to serve, Father. To aid those in need. The people need Sir Emmerich more than ever, and we may be his only hope. There is no greater calling for a knight than to save the life of his fellow man. I swear to you, on the sigil of our house, that I shall do this and make you proud.
Yep, sure. Absolutely.
Even you? Romantic, reckless fools, the lot of you. So be it. Make your preparations.
I like how
Thank you all
everyone
for your support.
everyone in this room wasn't nearly as naive as Emmerich. Like, he walks out the door, we're already making plans to storm the vault to rescue him. Like, he goes out like, I'm gonna confront the Archbishop. I'm sure it'll go fine. And everyone's like, so how long are we gonna wait before we storm the vault? Because it's gonna happen. Fear will not be, yeah. Struggle to reach the Lord Commander. If we're to succeed, we must needs recruit others to our cause. We must not, actually. Yeah, see, the dragon. Yeah, I'm up to level 56 gear now, so I definitely need to unlock cloud fishing. We must needs recruit others to our cause. I'm not so sure about that. I've got a tank. I've got a DPS, and either a DPS or a DPS, I'm guessing. I don't know which one goes with you to the vault. I assume he would go as a healer. So maybe she's the other DPS, but he could DPS as well. But, like, she was like, I'm going to charge the vault and attack and blah, blah, blah. So I'd assume it'd be her. Ill weather friends. Carry out this bold endeavor. An army of knights at our backs, direct assault of the vault seems unlikely to succeed. Ton of temple knights with sufficient. The support of another party, however, we may yet stand a chance. Oh, yeah. Yeah! This is where we get to meet Hilda, isn't it? Oh, I forgot that's where this was. Speak of the revolutionaries rumored to reside in the broom. These disgruntled Ishgardians opened the gates of our city to the heretics. While we persist in Sir Emmerich's rescue, knowing the truth he would lay bare. Great, so now we really will be guilty of consorting with heretics. Technically, I already am. I went on a whole freaking camping trip with Iceheart. As outsiders, you may receive a warmer welcome. It's like, as outsiders that are known to be wards of House Vertant, we may not. Your brothers heed your command if you order them to stand aside. Dragoons have no love for politics, my lady. Yeah. I love that. The Dragoons will gladly just watch and wait while the Highboard fight amongst themselves if I order them to. Like, the Dragoons aren't interested in the politics. If I order them not to stop us, they'll stay out of the way. Drink of water here. I don't know. What's this? An ether current for what? Sea of Clouds, I'm assuming? I assume this is an ether current for the Sea of Clouds. Let's go ahead and grab it. No, you know what? Let's not. I don't actually know that I'll get to unlocking the ether currents in the Sea of Clouds. In fact, I almost certainly will not today. So I'll hold off on that until next week. That specific quest, I mean. By the way, does he want to play Triple Triad with me yet? Nope, he's still too busy with all the crazy stuff going on in Ishgard. Okay, have to wait. Since I'm going to be here anyway, maybe I'll grab some new hunts from the board. Yep, just replace the ones I haven't done yet. Yep. What's he got? That's nothing. Okay. If it was a new, like, unlock the next tier of hunts thing, I would do it. But I think the only thing left in the hunts might be the elites. Possibly. There might be a third tier of dailies, but I think the weekly might be the only one left in the hunts, and you have to have Idleshire unlocked to get that. I'm worried sick. Sorry to see you. How'd you escape the chaos of the streets? They just barricaded the doors until the heretics left. They just barricaded the doors of the Forgotten Night for a while. Just head down to the Winchester, have a pint, and wait for this all to blow over. Mr. Emmerich, thinking. What are you two talking about? I wouldn't have believed. Yeah, I heard rumors of the people you're looking for, but I doubt they'll be of much use. Only thing I can say with certainty is they're led by someone called the Mongrel. Yep, the Mongrel. The individual in question is here to find. Let us all make inquiries below. Yes, I'm sure the poor, distraught, horribly, like, abused and cast out people in the area below will love us walking around asking about the Mongrel. Yes, I'm sure they won't want to kill us all just to make sure we don't find her. Speak up. Can't hear as well as I used to. Oh, boy. And it'll be interesting to unlock the firmament and all the nonsense that goes along with that. Mongrel, not sure I catch your meaning. To a blue blood, we're all of us dogs down here. That same thing about the Mongrel. If I did, you'd be sure I would tell you. Yeah, see, no one's interested in talking to us, dude. They were very wrong to assume anyone would want to talk to us. Revolutionaries would not have evaded capture for so long without the masses' complicity. Yep. Spice of life. Speaking with the people of the broom. Why not go see if Giverlant knows aught of value? To head right back up and talk to Giverlant then. I have to go out and around because the broom is kind of horrible and there's all these weird paths that you have to follow. You could jump down easily, but getting back up is a pain. Sympathetic ear, but they need to know that it comes with tight lips. Yeah. If they don't get it, then I don't get them. Yeah. I heard the tales. I know you've done right by highborn and lowborn alike. Point you in the right direction. Now, dude, you need you to do something for me. Hunter up in the Crozier owes me a fair bit of coin. Said payment in fresh herbs. Go and get them for me. God, forgot about this boring filler. Or is it? I can't remember if this actually leads us to the No, I don't think it does. I think this is straight up just a filler one. Well, hello, Honor and Emmanuel. Big ol' hunter dude. As always. How much trouble I had to go through on account of these bloody herbs. Okay, yep, just grabbing herbs. Wait, Matthew's here? I think he had another quest. in the way. Yeah, I don't think either of those are it. I believe that's the guy who starts the Scholasticate quests, but I don't think either of those are them. Because I know he has a couple of other, like, normal quests, too. That being said, I don't think the Scholasticate quests are blue, so they would, like, I wouldn't be able to tell if one of those was the one that started it. And also, I don't want to start it right now, even if I could. I think you have to actually finish the Heavensward tier of the Hildebrand quest before you can access the Scholasticate. Fresh herbs. And make it just like she used to. And then like a sip of mulled wine. Yeah, so technically this does help lead us to the mongrel, but like only sort of. I mean, I know is rather fond of this blend, Iritha. She resides in the pillars. Made servant in some noble house or another. Forget. Shame she didn't get to try this. Why not give her a bottle? Yep. Thanks, Everlon. Like, totally. Just take her a bottle of mulled wine. No other reason you're supposed to meet with her. Hi, newbie. New here. Totally. Absolutely new. Yep, definitely. Not someone I've known for months and months and months and play games with and stuff. Yup. And I'm probably gonna play a game with this weekend. Totally do. I'm being Brennan, I know you. Wine that girl used to prepare. A special recipe. That kid's the last taste. The poor dear, such shame she's taken in by that baron. Oh god. Tall, slender, long of ear, but those dazzling ruby eyes of his were filled with love. Jeez. Infatuation when she felt. She convinced herself it was love, and he couldn't help but take advantage. Started to grow gods the scandal. Yep. Occurrence, but it was that it was with a Hure made it so much, well, I need to tell you, jeez. Discharged from service, cast out onto the streets. Yeah, well, that's how it goes. During the broom we drifted apart. I only learned of her death years later by chance. Yep. A nation just full of noble lords and knights abusing innocent young people as much as they could ever want to, because who cares? Who's gonna stop them? This way. There's nobleman beds his maid servant and casts her aside with a seed takes root. Not the most original tale. Yep, cold comfort for the women and children who live it, though, who are mostly down in the broom right now. Look, all the little bastards living in the broom. No wonder they let the freaking heretics in. They hate this nation. Take Shelty, for example. Surely you've heard of him, no? He's a monk who offers succor to the poorest and poor of the brew, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. He's like, hey, just take this mulled wine to these random people for no particular reason. A gift for me. Yep. Reminiscent of a wine once made by a dear old friend. May her soul rest in peace. Forsaken by her family. Tirelessly to feed and clothe her child. Somehow she found time to help me tend to those in even worse circumstances. She gave her child strength to endure the scorn of the other younglings. Bless her heart, she couldn't help what she was. She won them over. Those first few years were trying. Yeah. Standing on the walls, raven black hair flowing in the wind, staring out as if searching for her mother's face in the mists. The constant back and forth to the Forgotten Night is a little annoying. Thing is, I could teleport from here to the Forgotten Night teleport up top, but then I have to run a little ways to get back up there anyway, and I think, honestly, the timing would be about the same either way. Yeah, with the loading screen, that feels like it'd be about the same. Just to remain hopeful for the future, for her daughter's future. Bonds are thicker than blood, but blood still defines us, it divides us. Except for the fact that basically all of you are descended from the Knights 12. Especially Gibberlant. There was literally one of the knights that looked exactly like Gibberlant, who's like, I'm gonna go start a bar instead. So, like, I'm certain that's his great whatever grandfather. But that mean the Forgotten Knight is like 1,000 years old bar that's been run by this family for that long. That's a little crazy. Mongrel and her pups chose to embrace theirs and proclaim it to all and sundry. Yeah, I mean, half-elf woman with black hair, red eyes. It's not that hard. There's not a whole lot of them around here. Be a monger. Like I said, take your pick. You know where to look. Or did you fancy someone specific? Oh, man. Raven black eyes and ruby red? No. Someone's got unusual taste. Afraid I can't help you, though. Won't, rather. Bloody obvious you ain't of the broom. They just tell you because you asked nicely. And again, back up to the Forgotten Night once more. You really do just waste so much time running around in circles down here during these quests. Because he gives you one quest at a time, and it's always like, go down to the broom, talk to one person, come back up to Gibberlant, go down to the broom, talk to one person, come back up to Gibberlant. Born of an Elysian nobleman and here and maidservant. Yep. I mean, I've got her hair color, her eye color, which are both pretty rare. And the fact that she's only half-elf. Striking features are known to us. Map, we need only remain vigilant. Fire and blood. There we go. Time to start finally taking the fight to the, to the corrupt politicians. And cops, basically. We should discuss Tatar. Speaking of which, where is she? Confound it. She went below to make inquiries on her own, didn't she? Oh, boy. This is gonna end well. Great! Tataru's off stirring up trouble. We're gonna have to go save her again. See no sign of Tataru. Well, darn, if that's not... Oh, yeah, okay. So we're looking out over the top here just so we can look to find her. Tataru, where are you? Why are you getting into trouble without us? Also, what kind of horrible person messes with a tiny, adorable little potato? I'll have to beat them over the head with my coloring book.
Where do you think you're going, Missy?
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend.
What's going on here?
What's it to you, boy? Piss off.
Hold on. I've seen them around. They're in and out of House 4 Tom's Manor all the time.
Oh, I see. Skulking about at your highborn master's bidding, eh? Bloodhounds
oh boy, these frickin' voices.
You are quite mistaken, I assure you. We came here to help. And if you know what's good for you, you will let us pass.
Haha! Listen to the pups yapping. Come here, boy. I'll give you cause to yelp.
Okay, someone needs to be beaten to death with a coloring book then.
Enough! Leave threatening women and children to our betters. We don't have the knack.
I mean, your guys seem like a bunch of horrible punks. They seem to be perfectly capable of it. Hey, Hilda.
Hilda?
Lay a finger on the blue blood's pups, and you're like to lose the hand. And often I get called on by glorious heroes like yourself. So tell me, what have I done to deserve you?
We just want to attack the vault and murder the Archbishop. I mean, save our friend. Yes. Yes, that's what we want to do. We thought you'd want in with that big old gun ears. Somewhere a bit more private. I like the name is just Filthy Fellow. Very fitting. This time I'll go ahead and teleport just to see how the difference is. Really, yeah, with the time to select the menu for the teleport and the loading little tiny, just like second or two loading screen, like realistically, I think it's about the same either way. 59 level sync. Okay. Buy us a little privacy. Also, I do love how they blame the opening of the gate to let the heretics in on people down in the broom, when people in the broom are basically the ones who suffer every time the city gets attacked, so...
So,
Not really buying that
while you're on
either.
your way to kill Nidhogg, you stumbled on some dirty secrets that the Holy See has been hiding for centuries.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Hey? What are they on about?
The high houses. And what makes a nobleman so bleeding noble? They trace their blood back to King Thordan and his Knights 12, the founders of Ishgard.
Except there weren't 4 of them. There were 12 of them. Strange that, huh?
But our friends here reckon we're all descended from the heroes of Eld. Highborn and lowborn alike. And so Sir Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, has gone to ask the Archbishop if he wouldn't mind letting everyone know.
Yeah, he's naive like that.
Is he simple? The old bastard will have him executed for
See, even these guys get it. It's like, it's gonna be killed.
Well, seems to me that's what the good sir wants. Seems he thinks a noble sacrifice will serve to prove his claims.
We cannot stand idly by and allow Sir Emmerich to do this. Ishgard has need of him.
Look, you've a good heart, I can see that. Willing to risk your neck for someone else even when his troubles ain't yours. But what's this got to do with me?
If Sir Emmerich is imprisoned in the vault, we will need all the help we can muster to breach their defenses and rescue him.
Attack the vault and kill soldiers. Hey,
What in the hell's...
Well, it looks like someone decided to force her hand. Even before she agreed to go with us. These idiots just forced her to basically side with us.
Ah, the unmistakable scent of heresy.
Ew. Why do you guys have to be so creepy, too?
And what do we have here? The honored guests of House Fortom consorting with the Queen of Rats. Ooh, plotting insurrection, I shouldn't wonder. That won't do. Sickness is wont to fester and spread. It must be burnt out ere the infection takes hold.
Hey, I was just thinking the same thing. In fact, I was planning to go to the vault to do just that.
I reckon Sir'd be happy to wield the irons himself. Well, so happens. I've got irons of my own.
I do like how the introduction of guns to Ishgard has really leveled the playing field. They introduce the machinas to Ishgard, and then other people, lowborn people, start getting a hold of guns, and it's like, well, that's really leveled the playing field on lowborn and highborn bullshittery, hasn't it? You guys are all high and mighty with your magics and swords and knights and stuff, and these people are all just gonna blast your freaking faces off with guns.
Such simple creatures, rats. Certain to attack when cornered.
I mean, you haven't seen how a potato will attack yet. Let me show you.
Let us step outside, milady. In here, your toys could hurt someone.
Alright, let's play then. First, let's change this up a bit, shall we? It was a little crazy in the middle of a fight to do that, but whatever.
Right there!
I probably should have a fairy out, shouldn't I? It's the entire class kit. Gotta take that Chirurgeon out. Good thing I can still hit him from there. Oh yeah, I forgot this guy summons pools of fire. Need to not run through them. Oh, there's another chirurgeon. That guy got to go right now.
You disgust me.
Yeah, well, the feeling's mutual. No, not him. Focus on the healer, stupid. You're a healer yourself, you know, focus on the healer. Otherwise, you're never gonna get people to stop fighting. Darn, I should have used that ether charge before I overloaded them. Madness, why are you fighting? Yep. Noble bastard of the monk. Jesus Christ, buddy. Going to put a bullet between your eyes.
Bear witness! Helone, guide my sword!
Look at her guys just cheering us on from the side. The Magicer, I don't care about. Chirurgeon, I do. I think we could just focus Karabert and take him down right now, but I'll just take out this healer for good measure. Oh, it's a following item. Okay, it's placed now. There we go. Done.
There's no denying your gifts. A well-deserved reputation indeed.
Yeah, I'm good at, like, killing anything that tries to rise with, like, you know, gods, kings, men, freaking Asians, it doesn't matter. Anyone who tries to take me down.
Enough!
Okay, then. I like someone who has no interest in your bullshit, just pulls out the gun and starts shooting at you before you can start monologuing or doing some nonsense. Hilda just whips out the gun and starts blasting.
Nay, 'tis we who are lucky. Had we fought on, 'twas but a matter of time before our conflict claimed the life of an innocent bystander.
I thought the Heavens Ward might come here as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, they attacked Fortomp Manor as well, didn't they?
They came to the Temple Knights.
Oh no, the Temple Knight headquarters.
Aye. Sir Grinno announced that the Lord Commander had been imprisoned under suspicion of heresy, and that the Heavens Ward had been granted full authority in his stead.
Yeah, right. I'm kicking those idiots out of Ishgard today.
Then the Heavens Ward now commands the Temple Knights.
Meh.
Those still loyal to Sir Emmerich answer to me. Alas, that amounts to but half our number. The other half, who opposed his promotion to Lord Commander, have gathered at the vault as ordered.
Yeah, I'm sure those are all the ones that you deal with in, like, the Dark Knight storyline.
Bolstering the guard already, eh? If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were expected.
I don't care. Like, technically we want a bunch of people to help us raid the vault, but, like, push come to shove, it's a dungeon. I'll take 4 randos in with me and we'll kill every one of them.
I take it you're in charge around here?
Hilda. And yes, the young master was just persuading me to join his lost cause. Convincing little beggar, isn't he?
Well, he likes to think so.
Your passion moved me. A bit. That, and the fact that we're sick of living off the leavings of our betters. If you've a mind to change things around here, then we've a mind to join you.
Huzzah! I do like finally cutting out all of the fluff of all the nonsense of the pretense of, yes, the Archbishop, he's just here to try and help you. Thank you for joining us with the blah, 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 but no. Just reveal your true colors, let me kill all of you, and let's get on with the story. Wonder why I chose the I'm not wondering why you chose the mongrel at all. It makes perfect sense to me. You all are rubbing the nobles' noses in the idea that, yes, you're bastards and you're proud of it, because fuck the nobles. I get it. It's not that hard to deduce. My people of pups have more in common with me than the lords and ladies up on high. Yep. None of them are well bred. So their motives are cast out after a spot of fun, same as mine. Sekihara is why we took up ours. Yeah. What's the, That's because I'm on the wrong tab. Okay, it is bouncing around a bit. Alright. As long as it's doing it. I mean to hold all the blue bloods to account. Some are done right by us, like they've been house high in art. So you know all about that, wouldn't you? And still rotting in a cell. Let's not keep him waiting. Yep, time for the vault, I think. I don't think there's much other story in between here and the vault. We've only been going for about an hour and a half. They'll put 2 hours, the vault. Shoot, I don't know what else I'm going to do. Maybe I'll head out to the Sea of Clouds, but that seems like it should be better held off until afterwards. Oh, there is the post-vault stuff we still have to do. I don't know if that'll take too long, though. Might be a short stream today. All the players are assembled. Let's get on with it. I only see in high houses. That much I'll acknowledge. Yeah. Throwing wide the gates for the heretics is just that nonsense. You Temple Knights, of course. Reckon it was your beloved Sir Emmerich's doing it first. Then I heard how he lost his head. Next best guess would be the Heaven's Word. They'd have perfect excuse to go door to door through the broom, slaughter the heretics and their sympathizers in one fell swoop. Scheme did not account for Lady Iceheart's intervention. Yeah, there's that. Dice cast, so what's the plan? We frickin' blow through the front door of the vault and assault the whole place. And anyone who doesn't get it out of the way gets cut down. My house is away from the city, and to do that, we need the cooperation of your allies to their service. What makes you think I have friends in high places? Oh, please. Lowborn knights are ideal recruits. Guilty only out of a desire for a better life, offered an opportunity to shed the yoke and live for themselves, who among them would not at least be tempted yet. Because he's not old dear. You're not come to that this day. They and their fellow knights are deployed afield to deal with a new threat, a massing of heretics, for example, and they'll be unable to join in the defense of the vault. Spread false reports of an attack to get them out of harm's way, you mean? Exactly! High houses believe another attack is imminent and will no choice but to act. Yeah, so get all, like, the high house knights out of the way for a while. So that we can slaughter the traitors among the temple knights and the frickin' archbishop and them. Could we keep them out for long? Not bloody likely. Make sure you're ready before I send word. Yep. It'll only take them a little while to realize there's no heretics gathering where they're being sent. And then they'll hear about us attacking the vault and go nuts. I granted his liberty. Rescue Sir Emmerich and apprehend the bishop. Therefore divide our forces into 2 parties. Sure. Breach the underground jail and search for the Lord Commander. Okay, so she and Estinian are not going to come with me at all. They're going to be off doing another job in the vault. That's why they won't be my party members. Together with Horsefont and Alphino. Yeah. You'll need to fight your way into the highest levels of the vault, even under the Archbishop's private chambers. When Zord realize what you intend, they will fly to their master's side. Mm-hmm. Cause have already secured the entrance to the vault. Once you're within, they'll signal to us. Cool. Time to head to the vault. Oh yeah, that's Dark Knight. That'll be interesting to do when I get around to it, but no big rush on that. It's a great storyline, though. Others are in position. Yep, once you and your party have entered. The vault is now accessible. Alright. Level 57 in the vault, huh? Whew. Interesting. Okay, so it's a random temple knight that joins us. Did I switch back to some more action-y music? Let's do this! One or more party members are new to this duty. I wonder who that might be. Can't imagine. Technically, I could do bigger pulls. Oh, no, I can't. Not right here. You can actually kind of get away with some bigger pulls in duty support. It's not easy, but it's doable. And when you're the healer, it's kind of more risky. Oh, so there is like a couple of dungeons where having the broil ability is useful. That you have to complete quests to get it is annoying, but there are some dungeons where it's useful. Even if you've out-leveled it and gotten broil too.
Have at thee!
Like, I'm barely even having to pay attention to Orshafont's health at all. I have not done a manual heal on Orshafont yet. Right? I haven't bothered to heal Orshafont once yet. Celine's keeping up with him just fine. Yes, Orshafont, please, come over here where I can pull all these guys at once. This might be a slightly bigger pull, so I'll go ahead and use the heal. The regen, I mean. It really is a simple rotation for a healer, huh? Just sit there, AoE, 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 AoE. Okay, I'm done. The time that you come back to the vault later in the story is, like, much more annoying than running the dungeon. There's a synced duty in the vault in post-Heaven's Word that's really annoying, because you're trying to, like, rescue civilians, and they're basically getting killed while you're running it, so you have to run through quickly and, like, kill off the enemies and cut the civilians loose. Still don't have chain stratagem.
Focus. Release.
66. Yeah, I'm not getting that until way later.
Have at thee!
Ta-da! The weird Knights of the Round powers that they have.
Focus. Release.
I should probably not be standing in cleave range of him, shouldn't I? What? That was some major damage there. At least he's targeting someone else this time. Maybe I should put a shield on him. It is kind of a big one. It is kind of a heavy hit. Although it might also be that my gear is just kind of underleveled for where I'm at. The game expects you to be taking the gear it's giving you, which would put most of my gear at level 56 right now. And it's just not. Doesn't stop me from icing these knights, though. Of course, I can't actually kill any of them yet. Bunch of pieces for possible glam, but most likely just to give to my grand company. Could probably pull these guys. It's kind of a long distance, though. I could do it. It would be totally doable, especially if I left my ferry somewhere close enough that he could heal Orshifant while I ran off to get those guys. But it's just more hassle than it's really worth. Is this another deacon? Yes, it is. I'll go get that chest later. I probably don't even need it. It's probably just accessories. Which still I could give to the Grand Company, but like, not all that interesting to me. No, you don't. I'm just gonna keep circling the Deacon in such a way that I can keep attacking him, because he's the only one that's got, like, AoEs and stuff that I have to deal with, and ranged attacks, so I need to make sure to, like, drag our guys into them. Clear prisms. Wow, that was very worthless. technically not. I mean, I can turn those into glamour prisms, but like clear prisms are the easiest thing in the world to get a hold of. Here we go. Guys aren't even like hitting us. The only person taking any damage here really is Orchivant. There's some unavoidable damage finally. Not that I even needed to heal that. That was kind of a waste to use that there. Because we were going to kill them off and then I could have just let our health regen normally. And put the dots up on them since there's so few of them and I had already started before we got there. I figured I'll just get it up on all three of them.
I shall show you something special.
220, 165, so it is a gain on 2. It's a gain on 2.
Come!
Like, this is a really simple dungeon. I'm barely having to do any healing at all. I've had to use a couple of fairy abilities and one instant cast. That's about it. I guess I used a shield on the temple banner during the boss fight, but like that was really not super necessary. Hey, Grino. You freaking moron. I kind of do like that when Alizé's not here, Alphino makes sure to steal the LB for her. Like, he makes sure to steal the LB since Alizé's not around to do it.
I will not yield to you.
I hadn't really run these in duty support before, so I never really realized, like, Alphino's character type in duty support. It turns out in a lot of ways he's kind of like Alizé, just steal the LB.
Down with you!
Yeah, no thanks, I'm good.
Away with you!
Let's just not and say we did, shall we? Like, let's just shortcast through that and pretend like we did. Wow, dude. Took some hits.
Down with you!
Oh, that was the wrong one. Well, I can't just ignore this one.
Focus. Release! I have my pride.
Sure you do. Oh wait, I have AoE lustrates now.
Down with you!
Nice that I got those abilities. There we go. That takes care of him. So he was a little better of a fighter than some of the others, which I guess makes sense because he's the giant brute freaking berserker man.
I have my pride.
But I mean, he was doing some damage at least. Let's go ahead and just grab this guy too while we're at it. Nope. Bye-bye. I love catching the enemy mid their attack. Like, I gained a number of abilities from doing my scholar quests, the Heavensward scholar quests, that could be useful to me, but they're more situational, and I don't need any of them right now because this just isn't that difficult of a dungeon. Like, emergency tactics, but I don't really need to heal anyone. Or deployment tactics, but like I barely need to shield anyone, so... I could almost just let Celine handle this entire dungeon. She can almost keep up with the whole thing. Only when people take like big hits does it really matter, and like the Temple Banner at getting hit by the boss or something like that, you know what I mean? You know what? Let's just drag you out here. Let them fight. I'll focus on this idiot who's not going to be AoE'd by anything because he's too far away. There you go, Orshifont. Much better. If only he did that more often, moving into like the zone where he needs to be for all of them to be caught. No. Okay, that's enough. I'll even go ahead and Asuna this dude. I forgot they had AoEs. Ah, they just won't stop. Just die already. I thought there were... Must be a different dungeon I'm thinking of. Oh, maybe it's the area I'm thinking of that has 2 treasure chests right near the final boss room. I thought there were 2 here as well. Your costume looks stupid. Somol is what you're thinking of. Oh, okay. It was one of those dragon ones that had like 2 treasure chests right next to the... You had to go past the boss arena. Thank you, Baron. Oh, this guy's a big bitch. This guy's a big bitch. Oh, God, Baron. Thank you for the resub, Baron. Alright. Let's do this. Mapping the realm. Yeah, you're real scary. Who cares? No one cares, bro.
Be gone with you!
This is true because I'm not paying attention to Discord. Oh, whoops. I got chained. Let's just... That's fine, Baron. Wait, pay attention to the marching. Altar Pyre.
Sickness must be purged!
Oh no, barely any damage. Like, I'm wearing under-leveled gear that was barely any damage. That's gonna suck. For next week, I have to do fishing quests to get cloud fishing to upgrade my gear. It's gonna suck.
And now the final curtain!
Go ahead and poison them all.
This shall be a mercy.
I shall show you something special.
Congratulations, idiot. That was almost pointless.
Sickness must be purged. Be gone with you.
Missed. Oh, here comes another chain. And it's me again. Let's go ahead and... Alpino, stop chasing me! Stop following me!
Sickness must be
Wait.
purged.
Oh god. That one was a little rough. Here, let's have a little healing going on. This guy does hit a little hard occasionally.
Sickness must be purged.
Oh man, he's just altar pyring like crazy now.
Be gone with you.
Here comes another holy chain. With me again.
I have my pride.
Gotcha, moron. Good job, idiots. Yep, that's one super happy potato. I'm sure he'll remain very, very happy as soon as I zone out of this duty. Yep, I'm sure he'll remain super happy, that little potato, won't he? God, I heard you a song. Absolutely nothing could possibly go wrong after this dungeon. No, nothing at all. Clearly, it's on a high note. We've got the Archbishop on the run. We're totally winning. We'll even manage to save Emmerich. It's going to go great. Alright, let's switch back to, stuff from there. There we go. All right, here we go. Time for our victory lap and celebration.
Our power! How can this be?
Because Tiny Potato. That's how.
Fall back!
You do not understand the power of Tiny Potato with a coloring book. Yay, we got Emmerich back. Everything's turning up potato in this one. I'm sure it'll be great.
Father, please! For a mercy, we were not too late.
Not entirely.
Why
I mean,
must you do this, Father?
He's not gonna listen to you, though.
Nidhogg is fallen. There is no need for further deception. Now is the time to renounce the lies which led us down this path. To start anew!
And tear down the very pillars of our society? Our history, our values, everything we have built over 1,000 years? A fool to the last.
I mean, that one is kind of true. Emmerich is, like, naive to the very end. No, you know what? Don't. Let's not chase him. Let's just let him go. No, it's fine, Orshafat. Let's just let him go, bro. We don't need to chase him at all. We don't need to do that, Orshafat.
Look out!
Should've just let him go, bro. Seriously, just let the Archbishop get away. We'll get him next time. Really didn't need to do that. Well, let's see. I've got a bunch of healing spells and a fairy, and Alphino's got a bunch of healing spells. Not that any of that's gonna do anything for us, but oh well.
Go. Asisla awaits.
Lord Orshafon!
So many healing spells. Yep. Like, we have so many healing spells in this group. So much healing potential in this group. I could do a quick version. I do like that they had to change this cutscene just because people wouldn't stop bitching about, like, I played it as a healer. Why aren't you letting me do anything?
It refuses to mend.
Where realistically, the obvious answer is it's for story drama, but like the actual community was just so pissed off. Like, you didn't even acknowledge that I was playing as a healer during this cutscene, so they had to actually put in like Alphino failing miserably. To just be like, well, spells aren't going to do anything. It's too bad. It's like, really? Because I can raise someone off the ground from being dead in game, so...
You are unharmed?
I'm
Forgive
good.
me. I could not bear the thought of...
In fact, I probably could have taken that spear right on the face and my blessing would have protected me. So, you know, good. Your heart was in the right place and all.
Oh,
well,
do not look at me so.
Your heart was in the right place. Now I think it might be 5 or 10 feet over on the side there. That was messed up. It's because he steals your helmet so you can watch your wall's heart break in real time. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
A smile better suits a hero.
Yeah, there's the line. His heart was in the right place. And then it was somewhere over the edge of the battlements, laying at the bottom of a cliff somewhere, I think. But at least it was in the right place for a while. I know, it didn't actually hit him in the heart, but I just find that idea fucking hilarious. Like, your heart was in the right place. Now I'm not sure where it is. Oh, man, it's so, like... Couldn't desensitized? Nah, I still felt it, but it's so much more fun to just laugh at the whole thing, too. They're gathered at Fort Tomp Manor. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Get to go hang out with his dad. Alright, I don't want to move on to the Sea of Clouds today, but because that's going to be too much story. But I also don't really want to stop with only 2-hour stream. I don't know what else to do today, though. Program fishing, but I'm going to save that for next week's, like, off-stream stuff, I think.
Don't. Please. A knight lives to serve, to protect, to sacrifice. There is no greater calling.
Yep, keep telling yourself that.
Leave me to mourn and give chase. For my son, and for the nation he loved. Go!
His sacrifice shall not be forgotten.
My son.
Voice actor is also the voice actor for Uncle Byron in FF16. Yeah, I didn't play 16. So it was his last role. Oh, he passed away? Huh. I think I may have heard something about that at some point, and I didn't really keep it in my mind. Because that's just how it goes. Voice actor passed while I was still in Heaven's Word on your bunny. Oof. Well, there's a forsaken us, Lord Orshfont took us in, our beacon of hope in a world. I know. That's pretty much why he died, Alpino. Seeing the Dark Knight standing visual outside Portant Manor. Oof. Oh, that's interesting. Face them as knights. So part of me wonders if I should just end the YouTube video there. Sins of Antiquity. I know there's more to this story, but there's a certain amount of poignance to be had with just ending the week's YouTube video, just like fading out there. So part of me kind of wants to, even though I know there's more and you get the shield and all that stuff. In fact, I may do it at the end of the vault, just as he's, like, dying or whatever. Ending on Completionist, my son, would be pretty dramatic. Yeah. There's a few different points there where it would work pretty well. For the sake of today's stream, I'll go ahead and get the rest of these done. But yeah, I probably will end it around there. Either his death or Count Fatom falling to his knees. Mission. Return to your duties, Forgotten Knight. Well, go and speak with Sir Emmerich. Again, I don't think I want to go out to the Sea of Clouds. Although... when you go out to the Sea of Clouds this time, do they immediately take you to the other... oh, you know what? That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. I was going to be like, do they immediately take you to the other side? But then I'm thinking, like, there's so many little islands to collect from out there. It really won't matter gathering-wise to go to the Sea of Clouds until I've unlocked flying. Like, maybe I can get most of the materials, but without flying, there's no way I could guarantee that I can just be like, oh, something's in the Sea of Clouds, I can get it then. So there's no reason to push out to the Sea of Clouds. That being said, I'm not sure what else to do today. What am I doing on my... I mean, I have a lot of gold saucer stuff to do. Oh, some of these ticked over. Yeah, that makes sense. I already took care of the triple triad stuff, but that's about it. Okay, so there's stuff there I can do, but nothing I care to do on stream. What are other people up to? Nothing interesting. Yep. Get a drink of water.
My friends, I am in your debt.
Think nothing of it. Your wounds are healing well, I trust.
Some wounds do not heal.
I was wondering where this scene was. I did remember we saw the confrontation. I couldn't remember where the scene happened, so it was an echo.
The scriptures, 1,000 years of lies, all to deceive the common man. Nay, our own brothers and sisters. For the blood of the Knights 12 flows within all our veins. You knew this to be true. You knew, and you concealed it.
I mean, yes,
I should
obviously.
be interested to hear how you came by this knowledge. But yes, you have the right of it. The architects of Ishgard, King Thordan and his Knights 12, entrapped and butchered the great worm, Ratatosker, that they might partake of her eyes and thereby transcend their mortal limits. Upon learning of their treachery, Nidhogg was consumed with a murderous and justified rage. I dare say you know what followed.
Yeah, you got they ripped his eyes out.
The great worm slew the king and half of his knights.
That too.
Aye, but Nidhogg was subdued, and his eyes plucked from their sockets by the knights that remained. Their one mistake was to show mercy, for from his brother Hreysvelgr did Nidhogg receive a new eye, thus rejuvenating his form and empowering him to embark upon an eternal quest for vengeance.
Whilst Thordan's son Haldreth took one of Nidhogg's eyes and learned to wield its power in defense of his people.
Well, yes, but what happened to the other one?
Thus was the first Azure Dragoon born, and ever since that time, his honored successors have risen to drive Nidhogg from our lands whenever the worm has returned to plague us. I ask you, my son, will you answer for my sins? Will your son and his son answer for me as well?
What do you mean?
If a man cannot atone for his sins in the course of his all too fleeting life, must his progeny then be held to account? Must every subsequent generation be judged as well?
So the thing is, to some degree, I actually agree with this, which is the idea that the fact that dragons live forever, causing them to hold grudges forever, is kind of a bullshit move. It's really, really terrible, the idea of like a being that'll just hold a grudge forever. And they'll punish your children and your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, for generations upon end for the sins that you enacted. This is messed up and like shouldn't be allowed to happen. But the fact that he's sitting here as one of the people who benefited from that horrible sin, perpetuating that sin, going, should we have to suffer for our ancestors' crimes? Is like, yeah, no. Even if I agree with the basic concept, the fact that you, as this person, are uttering this sentiment, I don't believe you. Like, I don't agree with you, even if I agree with the basic sentiment.
Thorin's betrayal of Ratatosker was an unconscionable, unforgivable sin.
The person who's benefiting from the sins and perpetuating them further into the future does not get to sit there and be like, we shouldn't have to suffer for the sins of our father. No, you can suffer for the sins that you're perpetuating still, though.
Should we then, as his descendants, meekly surrender ourselves to an eternity of punishment? Nay, say I. I would not see our children sacrificed in a vain attempt to appease an implacable foe. Dragons are not like us, my son. To they who live forever, the wrongs of antiquity are as those of yesterday. No reparations shall ever suffice. This fact alone should serve as ample justification for our actions. Yet some refuse to see it as such. For men like you, who yearn to commit themselves to a nobler cause, a more compelling narrative is required.
This is your solution?
This is how you protect our people. You have given us a lost cause, a death sentence. With your compelling narrative, you but doom our countrymen to give their lives for a lie.
And they do so gladly. Highborn and lowborn alike are proud to serve, to fight and die for their country. And what would you say to them? What would you tell the wives who have lost their husbands? The mothers who have lost their sons? That their loved ones died for naught?
No, that their loved ones died for a lie perpetuated by people that we've now gone on to kill. Like, this same question gets brought up in Post Heaven's Word during that bit of the storyline where you're trying to have the meeting with the dragons and then a bunch of like civilians basically betray you and drug you and stuff. The same question gets brought up in Post Heaven's Word, and I think they are just as stupid as he is. It's like you do not get to perpetuate an endless cycle of violence and warfare that will condemn thousands, hundreds of thousands over generations to suffer just because you're sad that someone you loved died in the conflict. Like, you don't get to do that. No matter how much I can empathize with you, you don't get to do that. And any bit that the game has of like trying to make me feel bad for like telling them that I'm going to stop them is completely lost on me, because I'm like, no, there is a line in the sand and I have drawn it and I know where my beliefs lie, and these people are stupid.
Over the course of 1,000 years, countless men have donned these robes, and every one of them came to accept the necessity of this solution. Once, I hoped you might come to accept it as well. Do not despair, my son. Soon I shall free us from the sins of antiquity and bring about the change you so fervently desire. If he has spoken with others, I would have their names. Escort him to a cell and question him thoroughly.
Your Eminence.
Torture my bastard son for me. Which makes it somewhat interesting that they actually came after us, but still, I don't believe Emmerich gave us... Like, that almost makes it seem like Emmerich gave us up when he was tortured, because they came after us in the frickin' tavern. But I still don't believe Emmerich did, because I don't believe for a second he would.
So this is the power of the Echo. Would that it had shown you a finer moment from my past.
That and the fact that they came after us in the tavern is in no way, shape, or form, like, has to be associated with, well, Emmerich gave up our names. Like, they already knew that we were off doing all this crazy shit. Odds are, as soon as they're like, well, Emmerich has learned something, we can't have him spreading around to others. They're like, it was probably that Warrior of Light and all those idiots. Let's go get them.
'Twas an exercise in futility, as you saw. Faced with the firmity of his conviction and his many ready rejoinders, my words deserted me. To be frank, I am embarrassed to recall it.
A friend once impressed upon me the importance of differentiating between words, deeds, and beliefs. Were he here, I suspect he would judge your father's conviction to be no more than rank self-serving delusion.
Yep.
Even so, I cannot help but wonder what manner of change he intends to bring about.
I have given some thought to that as well. During the battle within the vault, The Heaven's Ward demonstrated strange and unnatural abilities.
Yeah, you could call it that.
Aye, the manner in which Ser Zephyrin struck down Lord Horschiffon was unlike anything I've ever seen before.
I mean, I saw it 3 times before that, but yes, I get where you're coming from.
The spectacle called to mind King Thordan and his Knights 12 as they are depicted in scripture. Holy powers and all.
Mere fabrications, which have become objects of faith, instilled with the belief of countless devoted souls.
Gee, sounds like a primal to me. That sounds distinctly like primal to me. Yo.
If Lady Iceheart can use her own body as a vessel for summoning, I see no reason why others could not.
Uh-huh.
Are the Heaven's Ward truly so reckless?
Unbelievable.
As they fled, my father spoke of Azis La. Though I know not what he intends, I fear no good shall come of it. His ambitions are too great, and his minions too powerful. We must find the Heaven's Ward and stop my father before it is too late.
I don't remember if they ever explain explicitly how the eye ended up on Azis La. 1,000 years ago would have been... Maybe that would have been the right era? No, I think the Allegan... No, yeah, because the Allegans were like the 3rd calamity, I think, was the Allegans, right? I think that was the 3rd calamity. That would have been a lot longer than 1,000 years ago, then. I don't know how the eye... Yeah, I don't know that the game ever explicitly says how the eye ended up in Azis La, of all places. Estinian, do you need like a damp cloth or something to like wipe that armor off? Because you're still walking around covered in dragon blood. Technically, I think it's supposed to be like the corruption of Nidhogg has affected his armor, but still it's hilarious to be like, you're walking around covered in dragon blood, buddy. Want to wipe that off? Commander, the Temple Knights of Ishgard hereby entreat the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Yep. Our aid in defeating a primal. The justice. The lies he perpetuated. No more. Life for death. I shall have Sir Zephyr's heart for what he did to Horschiffon. You go all in on the revenge kick. It's founding, but our duty to combat the primal threat has not. Yep. If they intend to summon the Knights of the Round, well, then we'll have to fight them. My father's absence thrown our government into chaos. Oh, yeah, there is that. The Archbishop just up and fucked off with all of his knights. Like, there's a bit of that. The massive force stability for counterbalance the high houses, ceaseless maneuvering. Well. Origins would have been difficult even with my father's support. Much more fraught with peril. I mean, there's only one person I would trust to lead this nation while we're all gone. You may ever count on my lance. It's like, well, for now, he may count on your lance until a point. Assist the Scions in their search for the Archbishop. Still love that my character's name is No Money. This is hilarious every single time the characters have to say it in cutscenes and stuff. Like, every time it comes up in dialogue, it just makes me laugh. Like, Master Mo Money, or come with me, No Money. Okay, I think that's about it. Of the Silva Fula. I think that's where it'll probably cut for the story. I don't know what else to do today, though. But we're up to about 2.5 hour stream, so that'd be cutting it a bit early stream-wise, but not too early. Is there anything I've been holding off on that I could knock out in the next half hour or hour? Not really that I can think of. You know what I could try? Is, it'd be down here. I've never, for the life of me, ever tried one of these big leaves. And I'm not going to be able to do, like, I could maybe do field craft. I'm not really going to be able to get away with a trade craft one. But I'm going to try one of these big, large-scale ones, and I'm going to do a battle craft one. So I just have to fight things, right? But, like, I wonder what it is. That's a little too high level. Let's start low. Let's just start at the low end of the list. Report to Kurthus West. Okay. 10 guild leave allowances to do a large-scale leave. I don't really know exactly how these large-scale leaves work, since I've never done any of them before. And that, depending on how large the large-scale leave is, I think could knock out a good half hour of me sort of experiencing something new. Because I'll do most of them off stream, obviously, when I get around to, like, just doing leaves. But I'm interested to see how they function. Home point is not set to an aetheryte in this area. If you return to your current home point at any time during the leave quest, you will automatically abandon the duty. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Where it's like, you could get killed in this big, large-scale leave, and if you get zoned out, then you're gonna lose. You're gonna fail the leave. So you could totally keep going, just come back and keep fighting, even if you die, but, like, be careful. Because if you go somewhere else, it's gonna fail. That's very interesting. Usually, I think you just fail a leave if you die at all. I think you just fail a leave on the normal-sized ones. Changing classes during the course of this duty or using a class above the recommended level may reduce the amount of experience awarded upon completion. Well, I'm above the recommended level, but I don't really care. Oh, you can only do recommended level +1? That's interesting. That's different as well. Discrepancy between your current level, blah, 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 blah. I mean, so far this doesn't seem super large scale. It seems about the same as the other Necrologos. It's just a couple more pages. Unless this is just part 1 of, like... No, it can only go on for 20 minutes. I get the feeling these large-scale battlecraft ones aren't really all that large-scale. For, like, 10 leaves, that seems a little... not too large-scale. Staying within range to hit all 3 of these guys while avoiding their AoEs is always fun. It's always fun when you're with a group of enemies and you're, like, sort of dancing little pixels around the AoEs to try and stay in range to hit everyone. Let's see. I need at least 4 pages anyway, so I'll just pull all 4 of these guys. I don't even know if I'll get all 4 pages from them, but I'll just pull all 4. Yep, that was all 4. Okay, so that Necrologos is done. And poof. Yeah, so far this leave hasn't seemed all that large scale. I wonder if there will be more Necrologos I have to do after this. Maybe I just really overestimated what they meant by large-scale leave. So that's one down. Yeah, that's it. That's all it was. That's interesting. Huh. That's interesting. That wasn't very big, honestly. Alright. How do you... Is there just a zone you can hit? Oh, there is a zone you can hit. Okay. I didn't even know that, like, zone was up there. Yeah, that was fairly small scale for what's considered a large scale leave. It was literally just like all the other Necrologos leaves I've done before, but 2 extra pages. Whoops, wrong way. It's, here. Yeah, that wasn't that difficult. Difficulty, speed, blah, blah, blah. Nothing all that much. There'll be an easy way to burn off when I have, like, lots of excess leaves and I'm really going to overcap. Because I was already overcap. But knowing I can just blow 10 leaves on those. The thing is, I can't do those very often. Because the point is, you want to do unique leaves, in which case I'll need to basically do every single one of those at one point or another. And then you want to do sheer number of leaves, in which case you don't want to be blowing 10 leaves on a single leave, right? So, like, I need to do each of them once, but beyond that, I shouldn't really be using large-scale leaves because it's blowing extra allowances that I should be spending in other places to get quantity of leaves done. So all this crap I've collected. Oh, Carbert card. And Rainbow Saru. I don't need that. Decent it. Archeornis leather. I might actually use that for something. I'll hold on to it for now. In the meantime, let's pop back over to Limsa. I can set my spawn point back. You know, even though I haven't done all of the achievements associated with the Maelstrom, part of me thinks maybe it'd be better if I changed out to one of the other grain companies, just because of the fact that so many players gather in Limsa that my load times are always terrible in Limsa, especially when I'm streaming and I'm like doing other stuff and my computer's processor, like my computer is really going hard. Like, loading in is already going to be slower, and then having to deal with all the frickin' players just hanging out in Limsa, making me load in even slower. It might be worth changing to a different grain company just so I don't have to deal with that stuff. Plus, I would have to load up and down. Like, if I went to Old or Gridania, you load into the main town and you can just run straight to the Grand Company. I don't have to load to a separate zone that takes a long time to load as well if I do them. I don't like either of them as much as the Maelstrom, but I have to be doing them eventually. That, not a promotion. That one. I could actually do some of these, but not yet. Yeah, some of these are already up in Stormblood territory. I hate this whole mission. I hate this whole thing. I've said it multiple times before. I hate the supply and provisioning setup and how it works. I hate that they don't progression lock these things. It's insane to me that they don't progression lock these. Like, who in their right mind decided these shouldn't be progression locked? Who in their right mind decided, well, once you've started leveling, you should just hit an entire chunk of hundreds of hours of gameplay where you literally can't do any supplier provisioning missions because you honestly just cannot even gather from those zones. Like, hundreds of hours of gameplay across all the expansions where you can't do any supply and provisioning missions because they're way above where you can go. Is like the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Absolutely not. No. Oh, for an archer. Hold on to it for now, I guess. Oh, these are for white mage. These are for healers. Yeah, I'll hold on to those. Absolutely not. And all of the accessories can go. All of the accessories can always go. I barely ever use accessories on my characters at all, let alone is like, oh, they're great glams. I want to use them all the time. It's like, no, I barely ever use accessories on my characters. They back? Nope, they're still working. All right. Keep training to get yourselves up to level 60. They're almost there. Some of them are there, but the rest of them are almost there. Let's see. Really not using this one. Savant's overcooked. Yeah, but I can't actually use that. Nah. Not gonna mess around with these right now. Alright. We're still about almost a half an hour out from like my usual stream length, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna go ahead and call it here for today because I've pretty much done everything with the story that I want to do. Next time around, like I said, for next week, almost certainly will be fishing and crafting some new sets off stream and moving on into the Sea of Clouds on stream. So that'll be like, God, what's it called again? Limitless Blue will be the next one.